bit ghost-like today, I noticed as I pressed record then. The lack of sleep has made me look like a ghost. Should have probably stopped filming and put some bronzer on, but this is how I am. So this week I have teamed up with Purcell to spread the word on their Dirty is Good campaign. Now, as you all know, I'm very nostalgic. I like looking back at my childhood and seeing the things I love doing and seeing how I can incorporate them in things with Buzz. And a large part of my childhood was spent outside. I love being outside, riding my bike. I can remember the Christmas that me and my sister got these bikes, and they were absolutely huge compared to us. And we used to just ride them round and round. We used to have like a little pathway going all the way around the edge of the garden. We used to just go round and round and round in that. I can remember going around in my mum's old stilettos. They were from the 80s. They were probably only about that high. They weren't like proper stilettos. But we just used to love the sound of them going around. And feeding the ducks. Feeding the ducks, I think, was possibly my favourite ever thing to do as a child, which is why I'm a bit flabbergasted. Recent research that Purcell have done with 12,000 parents, so that's a lot of families right there. That research suggests that children nowadays are spending less than 60 minutes outside a day, and 60 minutes is what inmates, prison inmates, are required to have. Our children are spending less time outdoors than prison inmates. That's bonkers. Obviously there's a rise in technology nowadays, and there's all like loads of fun gadgets that you want to play with, and kids, I mean, I missed the whole video games thing, so I wasn't really, I think if I'd have had older brothers, maybe I'd have been into that, but I wasn't. I know Tom spent a lot of his childhood on video games, but also out playing basketball or whatever as well, so he had a good balance. But there is such a rise on these things now that obviously it's quite easy and it's quite enjoyable to stay indoors, but the outdoors is amazing, and I just really hope that I instill that in Buzz, because I want him to love going outside. As a family, we do try going out for walks and we go feed the ducks. As I said, it's my major highlight of my childhood, although you're not allowed to give them bread these days, apparently seeds. The birds are on seeds these days as well. Birds and people are on seeds. I love how long it took them, or whoever them is, to realise that bread is bad for ducks, that they shouldn't be eating it, and that we should be giving them natural seeds, which is a bit scarier, because if you give them a slice of bread you can kind of hold your fingers at bay, but the seeds is like, eh. Buzz hasn't actually fed a duck yet. We go and we look at them and we watch other people feed the ducks. I'm a bit scared. Actually, one lady once, we were out in Windsor, and a lady did give Buzz a piece of bread to give to the birds. Instead of giving it to the ducks, he ate it. So I did stop him, but he had no desire to give the ducks that piece of bread. Obviously he thought, this bread's not for ducks, it's for me. Seeds are for ducks. Clever boy. But this research has really made me look at what we do with Buzz and how much we go out. The last month, because of recovery from having a child and everything, he's probably not been outside as much as he should be. I mean, he goes and sees his nan and they go out all the time. I think they spend the majority of their day in the garden or outside, and we have been for a few walks. Since I have been able to walk again, we go for walks and, you know, see the ducks and go find some swings and slides and things, which he absolutely loves. But now that the weather is heating up ever so slightly and the sun is shining and spring feels like it's in the air, I mean, it is, you know, officially spring is here, I feel like it's time for me to step my game up. I want to be outside, and that's such a huge part of childhood. There are obviously times when playing outside isn't going to work, but on the whole, England, it's not that miserable. I mean, I used to love getting my wellies on, going in a puddle. Buzz loves a muddy puddle, and we've just got him a little umbrella, a Mr. Tumble umbrella for his birthday, and he loves it. He loves it because it reminds him of Mary Poppins, so he just holds it up and pretends that it's flying through the air. We've also, because of having a newborn in the house and having a toddler who just loves the drums, we've actually started putting the drum kit outside, which he absolutely, well, he's in his element. He can see outside. He knows that it's a bit weird that he's in drumming outside, but he absolutely loves it. Plus, it's actually not that loud. Drums aren't as loud if you put them outdoors in a big open space. Indoors, when you're all sort of sat around with your newborn, very loud, very, very loud. And which obviously means that Buzz gets upset because he wants to play his drums. He would literally play drums 24/7 if we let him. As soon as we come downstairs in the morning, drum, stick, Harry, which means that he wants to watch Harry. Harry Judd, I've got a lot to answer for. But obviously there are sports like football. He's just started playing football. Playing football. I don't think it can actually be called that. We put a football down, like a little, it's not even a real football, it's a little softball, and he kicks it into the goal and he goes, goal! And runs around hugely. I think we probably get a bit more excited than he does, but he knows that he's doing the right thing, and he's got this look now, which is just like a little knowing, cheeky look. He goes, oh, it's so sweet. I love it. I love it when he, oh. And nature. I mean, I can remember at school, we used to have in our junior school, right down the end of the field, there used to be this tiny little patch, like fenced off section, that was full of plants and nature, wildlife. I think it was just literally bugs and plants that weren't stinging nettles, essentially. And we used to have lessons down there and kind of walk around, and the teacher used to show us different things. There's so many things in the garden to look at. Actually, we have a little hedgehog house in our garden. It's never had a hedgehog in it, which I feel devastated about, but it does have a lot of snails and a lot of bugs. Even though it's not got hedgehogs in, it's got other fun things for Buzz to look at. I take the lid off and I'm like, ugh, because they're all wiggly, wormily, and ugh, loads of snails. And which are fine, snails aren't the things that bother me. It's when you pick it up and everything else is moving around really quickly and it's disgusting. So I kind of open the lid and go, oh, and Buzz now opens the lid and goes, eh. But it's good for him to see. I can remember being fascinated with bugs as a child. I used to hunt them out and put them in buckets and things. That's part of being a child. Dirt! Kids should get dirty. Actually, the other day we were out on a walk and Buzz loves to hunt down a muddy puddle, and he'd found this really muddy puddle. I was pushing the pram, Tom was meant to be on Buzz's supervision, and Buzz was jumping in his puddle, and all of a sudden he just kind of slipped or wobbled and he fell down, and all of his trousers were absolutely covered with this thick, horrible mud. It was absolutely gross, but he loved it. I mean, he was so covered that we did have to pull down his trousers and then put on some fresh new ones. Thank goodness we take spare clothes around with us, because that could have been a disaster. He could have been an ice pop by the time we got back round to the restaurant. But he loves Peppa Pig, and he knows that she loves jumping in muddy puddles. Can I just say, muddy puddles? It's very tricky to say. Muddy puddles. Muddy puddles? That's right. So he knows that, so I think he'll keep doing it. And soon, you know, he's only 2 now, but soon he's going to be climbing trees. Tom's dad once built him like a little tree house. I always wanted one, never got one. But yeah, Tom's dad built one for Tom when he was younger. And I can't wait for our boys to get to that stage where they want a little tree house. I mean, it'll probably be a foot off the ground though. Me and Tom will be far too scared of doing anything really high in the tree, but yeah, can't wait. I guess I was just shocked by the research, and because I know I've not been able to get out a lot in the last month, it's kind of made me feel a little bit guilty that I've not been going outside with Buzz. And it's kind of made me think that that is going to change now. I feel better, I can walk around, I can move around, I can do things. So we are getting out of the house. Spring is here, summer is on its way, so I'm going to go outside. And I hope you go outside too. So if you do go outside today, tweet me a picture. I'm going to be tweeting a picture or Instagramming a picture using the hashtag #DirtIsGood. And let's go outside, let's share, let's inspire each other to get outside of the house. Whether you're putting your kid's favourite toy outside just so they get a bit of fresh air, or encouraging them with bugs and muddy puddles and feeding the ducks and things like that. Whatever you're doing, get outside and inspire others, because we can all get a little bit lost and a little bit stale in our creative ideas when it comes to children and keeping them, you know, entertained. And actually, if you want a little bit more inspiration, you can go to dirtisgood.com. I truly believe that one of the reasons why I look back on my childhood so fondly is because of the amount of time that I spent outside. And so therefore, I feel really, really strongly that I want Buzz to have the same. And Buddy. I keep leaving Buddy out, but it's because he's only a tiny baby at the moment and he's not actively playing. That's all from me. I'm going to go to the park and maybe feed some ducks and seeds. So leave a comment below and let me know what you like doing with your children outdoors, or if you've got some fond memories of you as a child outdoors, because I think that could inspire as well. I think we get too caught up with technology and all the things that we've got, like gadgety wise, whereas actually maybe sometimes keeping things simple is the best way forward. So grab your kids and go outside. Let's go outside in the miserable weather. It's not sunny today, it's a bit cloudy. See you later. Bye.